Well, I wasn't expecting to be saying this at the start of Season 3. We're second in the league, and if we beat Tun today, we will go top. We've also got a nice surprise in Europe, but I'll tell you about that in a moment. Let's see if we can go top, shall we? Roll that title. Welcome back, everybody, to episode 13 of the Liechtenstein Challenge. And can you believe it? We've already started Season 3, and it's going well so far. As I mentioned in the intro, if we beat Tun today, we will go top of the league. I'm just going to go through the league fixtures first, and then we're going to show you the European qualifiers. Then I'm going to show you the transfers, the squad at the moment. We've had a little bit of, I want to say, disruption in the team. A few key players have left. It has affected us, but so far it's looking good in the league, and potentially it's looking like we're going to have a good adventure in Europe, but I'll tell you that in a moment. And if you haven't done so already, please make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you. So everyone, these are the league fixtures that we've played so far. We've only lost 2 games all season and 1 draw to Grasshopper Zurich. The defeats coming to Schaffhausen and Yevedon. We went on a 5-game unbeaten run from Thun to Delamont, who have just got promoted, and they are doing pretty well. And then in the last game against Stade Noir, we beat them 5-2. So that's the league fixtures done. I'm just going to quickly show you the Challenge League to show you what's going on. So as you can see, we are currently second in the league. Only 2 defeats this year. 2 Schaffhausen and Yevedon, as I mentioned, and then 1 draw to Grasshopper Zurich. But apart from that, it's been 6 wins. We have the joint highest goal difference with Yevedon, and we're playing Thun today, who are bottom of the league. And as I mentioned last year, they went for the playoffs, didn't get up, and they've had a bad season so far. Delamont currently in 9th, who've just got promoted, who are on 7 points. I think they're doing very well this season so far for a promoted team. And one team I'd like to mention that I think has gone under the radar this year, Cham. They stayed up last season and they've improved massively, I must admit. 12 points for a team that's only just got promoted to the 2nd tier in Switzerland. So very well done, especially with them above Grasshopper Zurich at the moment. So I'm going to show you the games game by game instead of showing you all the fixtures, because I just don't want to spoil it for you in case you find out whether we get to the league stage or not. But I'll show you all the games and I'll try and include as many of the goals in as well. We started off with a game against Riga, who are from Latvia, and we beat these 2-0. 1 goal from Noah Holstein, and then Emmanuel Samba, who's been in great form so far. But a very good result to take us to Latvia. Let's just show you the goals quickly. So as I say, first goal from Noah Wallenstein. Gasser, it gets deflected, but it gets straight into the bottom right-hand corner, and a great goal to start us off. And then in the 76th minute, Hollenstein plays it into Samba, and he just slots it into the bottom corner there, making it 2-0 to us. As I mentioned there, we go to Riga with a 2-0 bumper over them. So we secured a 1-1 draw away from home in Riga to get us through to the 3rd qualifying round. A good goal from Tim Vorian, typical penalty. And then an equaliser from Luis Ibirco, and I've probably butchered that name, but you know what I'm like with names. We deserve to win the game, I think. And that got us a trip to Ukraine. Yeah, we played in Ukraine against the Dnipro. A 1-1 draw away from home. This was a tough game, I must admit. We were very lucky to get that 84-minute equaliser from Noah Hollenstein. But Felipe Perez with the goal. We'll show you them now. So Sapina puts it into Hulstack, I think that is. And it was just a really poor defensive header from... defensive play, I should say, from us. And then Isik plays it in Hollenstein here, bottom left-hand corner. Get a result that we needed going back at Liechtenstein. So we secured a 3-1 victory against Dnipro, which didn't really matter what happened in Ukraine. Tim Varian with a goal for us, as well as Gabriel Garanio and Nico Segura. Then Daniel Kelvinda, I butchered that name, secured a equaliser for them, but it didn't really matter in the end. Yeah, this was a really good game from us, especially with a side, Dnipro, who are a reputation of 3 stars, where ourselves, I believe, are 2.5. So it was a massive result for us. Let's show you the goals as well. So first goal from Tim Varian here. Segura plays it in, and it's a low cross of all things to Tim Varian, but he slots it away. And Segura with a corner. It bounces, but Garano just at the far post there, making it 2-0. Then Samba plays it into Fosso. Segura with a long shot, and it goes into the left-hand corner there. Dnipro did get one back. It was a really poor defensive mistake from Danun, but it didn't matter in the end. And that secured us a trip to Slovakia. So we played Podbrezova. I hope I've said that right. In the 4th qualifying round, and if we won this, we would get into the league phase, and we started very well. Fabrizio Kevgin and Tim Varian getting 5 goals between them, but Mattia Mosconi in the 27th minute making it 5-1. This was a really comfortable victory, and we were 4-1 up at half time. Tim Varian making it 5-1 in the 87th minute. I'm going to have to show you the goals because there are plenty of them. So, I believe Kevgin with the first goal, and he just slots it into the right-hand corner there. Nice assist from Fosso. Then Danun plays it to Fosso here, and then it's straight to Kevgin again, and he slots it into the left-hand corner there, and I thought that was really difficult. Tim Varian with a pen. Good old Tim Varian. Doesn't let me down usually. Galsic then to Bernat, then back to Galsic, and then he slots it in. Mosconi from a low cross. Then Fosso to Varian, Kidzielski, and then it's a lovely tap in from Varian there from Kevgin's pass. Keller with a corner, and Tim Varian, that beautiful finish header. And as you can see from the away fixture here, we secured a 7-4 aggregate victory, which means we are in the Europa Conference League stage, which I find absolutely mental. We won this over 2 legs. Obviously lost the game to Podbrezova. 3-2. Mosconi, Bernat, and Sejic. Butchered that name. Fabio Fer and Goliard making it 3-2. I was a bit worried about this game because I'll go into a little bit more detail, but Tim Varian had a right old go at me because there wasn't enough depth in the team, and it screwed us a little bit, and I was worried they were going to get 5 goals. Luckily, Fabio Fer and Goliard secured the aggregate victory for us, and yes, we are in the Europa Conference League season. I can't quite believe it, to be honest. We've got fixtures against Krivabas of Ukraine, HGK of Finland, Partizani of Albania, then Partizan of Serbia, Bodo Glimt, then a home tie against Mainz to wrap it up. I think the first 3 fixtures are achievable to get maybe a draw and a win out of them, so I'd be aiming to try and get maybe 4 to 6 points out of those. HGK probably the tricky one, but the fact that we've got that at home is really good. Partizan at home, I think, is going to be mental because Partizan's a very good European tie. And then away to Bodo Glimt, I think that's going to be tricky, but you never know what might happen. And then Mainz, I think, is just a sort of a write-off because I think they will be a very good team. Not doing very well in real life, but in the game, I think they'll be a very good team, German side. So I'm really looking forward to this. those are the teams, as you can see. I think the only English team is Nottingham Forest in there. So there's plenty of teams that potentially could, upset the apple cart, maybe. Hopefully it's us as well. If we can get into that 9th to 24th bracket, I think that's a fantastic season for us in Europe, but we will just take it a game at a time. So, I hope you enjoyed the rundown of the fixtures there. As I say, we've got a game against Thun today, and then we've got the European fixtures as well as teams in the Challenge League. I'm just going to quickly go through the transfers and just some things that have happened in the off-season. We've had some departures which haven't helped at all, but I'll show you that. So in season 2, we had a Saudi Arabian investor take over Vaduz, and that is no longer the case anymore. A man called Paul Trashkel, probably butchered that name as well, has taken over the team. I don't really know a lot about who the owner is. Haven't really been able to find out much, but we no longer have Saudi owners of the football club. Hasn't really made a difference to my role as manager, but just wanted something to show you before we go into the transfers. We have the transfers for the season of 25 to 26. And you probably notice on the transfer out, we've had some serious departures in terms of the first team. We have had a lot of youngsters go out on loan to the other Liechtenstein clubs as well. I'm not going to go into detail about them, but obviously you remember Fabian Stober and Dominic Franke as well. Just show you him there. They've left for Aru and Stade Lausanne Ushi, respectively. They went on a free, which was annoying. I wanted to keep them around, one of them at least. But we've moved on from that with our new signing that I'll go through in a minute. We have had some serious departures though. I mentioned I'll go into Cavegan after Balahul, but I mentioned at the end of the last video that there was interest from Balahul. Came to me before the transfer window opened and basically said to me, I'm not signing a new contract. And I went, right, okay. We will sell you then. We had a couple of bids, I believe, from Grasshopper Zurich, and I think it was Las Palmas as well, but he has decided to go to this club in Poland. Don't even bother getting me trying to don't even bother trying to get me to pronounce their name. But he's there now. There's not a lot more we can really do about it. Disappointing because he was a really good player for us last season. We had a poor season, but he had a really good season for us. But we have made 900k on the guy, and he's somebody that we picked up from a free from Ville. So I'm not overly disappointed about it. And then possibly one of the most annoying sales I've ever had on the save. Fabrizio Cavegan, he was doing so well at the start of the season, and then bang, interest came in from an Italian side. I can't remember the team, but he wanted to go. And I basically said, you can go as long as we can get you on a loan deal back for the rest of the season. Now, as you can see, that's not happened. Thun came in with an offer of around, I believe, the 625k mark. And I wanted to get him for 1.5 million. And I'd said to Cavegan, he can go for 1.5 million, and he accepted it. So I went on holiday for a little bit, and the board basically came back, and Thun put in an offer of 625k. And it was like, the board just went, we're selling him. And it was really annoying as well to lose it to a second division rival. Now, he's not done particularly great in his first two games, but he's coming back to haunt us, isn't he, in this game? It was really annoying because we've had him for 3 seasons now, and he was just starting to kick in terms of development. And as well, he also had the Liechtenstein nationality, which is what I really wanted him to get because he had no youth caps. Hopefully, if Tun get relegated all of a sudden, we can go back in from him, but it's a really annoying sale. In more positive news, we have signed Nico Kajwelski from Braunschweig in Germany. And I'm really happy with the signing. A left back. We badly needed a left back after Stoba and Frankie left, and he's a very good player for this level, I think. It's 70k we paid for him and a contract of 4.5k up until 2028. But so far, he's been so good. 7.03, getting a lot of assists, bombing further forward up the pitch, which is what I like. And has been a bit of a bargain now. And I mean, you can see Vary's value, it's already gone up. So, yeah, I mean, if we can maybe keep him around for a little bit longer, then maybe we could try and convert this guy into a Liechtenstein international. But yeah, I don't think that's going to be possible based on the amount of days left. Anyway, good first signing and our only permanent signing that we've paid money for this season. I'm just going to quickly show you. So we brought in Ulu, as you can see there, a left winger as well. He was pretty much emergency replacement for Kierkegaard. I'll explain why in a moment with these signings. And then we brought in Arjant Muju, who's a little poacher. I like the look of him. He's not too bad. Only signed on a 1-year deal. Same with Ruben Salchili from the Netherlands, but is homegrown in Switzerland. So there's an annoying rule in this division. I'm not sure if it's the same for the Super League, but obviously you have to register 21 players in this league, right? And the only way you can register players that don't have to be registered, if that makes sense, is the under 21 sort of malarkey. But they have to be homegrown, and homegrown in the nation of Switzerland, not Liechtenstein. So any Liechtenstein player that doesn't have a second nationality with Switzerland, it's game over. It's really annoying because there's a number of youth players that I want to use in the team, but because of the restrictions of that rule, I can't use them. But in Europe, we will certainly be using them because we need to use the youth teams. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention. But let's get into the other signings that I've made that I've been really happy with. So, an old-faced Theo Golliard, you might remember him from season 1. He was on loan from Young Boys, and he did all right for us. I was really impressed. I wanted to try and get him for the second season, but Young Boys decided against it. Anyway, he became a free player, and I was a bit cautious about signing him again. But he has done a decent job for me so far. And then we signed Yanis Latihi, or Latil. Yeah, again, can't pronounce the names. I've butchered it. My bad. Anyway, very good advanced forward, and I'm really happy with this boy. We're having to. I'm forcing him to play as an advanced forward now. I had him on the right, but then Young Boys basically went, "Why are you not playing him as an advanced forward?" And I went, "Okay, we don't want to lose him." So the alternative to that is what will happen is either Tim Varian will go on the right, or I'll leave Tim Varian on the bench, and then he will come on and Latil, or vice versa. So far this season, 6 goals in 8 games, and has been very good for us both in Europe and the league. And also the fact of him being under 20 is he doesn't need to be registered. But next season, if we get enough money, I would like to sign this chap. I'm really happy with him so far. And I mentioned at the end of the last video, I desperately needed a goalkeeper. Benjamin Bukel is no longer in the first team. He's not been sold. We've not let him go, but he is no longer in the first team. He's in the second team. He might be getting a game in the Liechtenstein Cup, but I haven't decided on that because we've got two decent keepers that could probably do that job. Also, Buchel is not homegrown, but we decided to pick up Tom. What a brilliant middle name, by the way, Ritzy Hulsman from Bayern on loan. Um, so far, he has kept 4 clean sheets in both Europe and the Challenge League, but I really like the look of him. I'm going to try my best to get him as a permanent signing because he is 6'9" as well. Has had a couple of bad sort of annoying appearances, but overall, I think he's been a very good player, and it's somebody we can develop, hopefully. So I believe that's everything in terms of the off season, and the stuff that I've done offline should be caught up. So we will go straight into this game against Ton, and hopefully by the end of this episode, we will be top of the league. So here we have it. If we win today, we will go top of the league against Yevedon. We'll be on the same point as them, but obviously we'll have a better goal difference. So it's mightily important that we get the 3 points today. So this is the tactic I'm going to be going with. It's fairly similar to the one I've been playing last season. I've reduced some of the instructions on the approach play in transition. I think out of possession has mainly stayed the same, but I've went away from sort of focusing all of the play down the wing like we were doing in the first 2 seasons. And from another save that I was doing, I've just seen that removing some of the instructions and just making it fairly simple as possible can have a really good impact. So that's my logic behind it. So the team as it stands is going to be Hulsman, Segura, Gabriel Garano, Daniel Danoon, Kajwelski, Sandro Weiser, Noah Lampert, Ryan Fossel, Fabio Fer, Samba, and Yanis Littil. And then we've got the Dutch keeper Ruben Salci on the bench, Julian Keller, who's one of our youth prospects, along with Isik and Gasser, who we signed on a new 1-year deal last year for Gasser, if I'm not mistaken. Isik's on a 2-year deal. Bukel, Theo Goliard, Noah Hollenstein, because basically he got sent off in the last game, so I think he deserves some time on the bench. Sinan Ulul, who we signed as well, has been okay from the bench. And then our young striker, Tobias Feniger. Picasso was injured, which is really annoying. That's why Weiser's playing there. Tim Varian, not fully fit. And the other players are either injured or I don't feel like putting them into the team. Now, there's one person I completely forgot about in terms of the transfers, and I do apologise for this. We brought in Nico Segura, who I mentioned, and I did tell you I would show you him. As you can see there, he can play as a central midfielder, but we are playing him as a wing-back at the moment, and he's been doing very well. We signed him on a free last year before the transfer window updated, and has been very good for us. I'm really happy with him. We needed a right back. Okay, he's not a conventional right back, but he's 22 years old, and he can cross, he can dribble. The only thing that he needs to improve on is his first touch, I think. But decent right back. So yeah, I'm just going to go through the opposition instructions, as you know I always like to do, and we'll get straight into the match. Well, here we are, and as you can see, our form hasn't been particularly great in the last 5, but we're going with our 4-3-3 formation. Ton going with the 4-4-2 diamond. They won their last game, and are currently 10th with 4 points. We are on 19. If we do win, we go above Yevedon. That is the goal. Hopefully we can do it. Unfortunately, the attendance numbers aren't particularly great, but we kick off here anyway. Let's see how we get on against Ton. Looks like it's going to be our first highlight, the non-Avisa here, or Visor, and that is atrocious. I don't know why I'm calling him Weezer. I think it's Visor, to be fair, but hopefully somebody can educate me in the comments about that. But so far, Tun seem to be having all of the possession and the chances at the moment via the XG. But we've got a highlight here: Segura to Fabio Fer. Back to Segura. It's a long ball in. Samba. Emmanuel Samba. He is enjoying himself at the moment on the left hand side. I should really have a Samba theme music in here. Maybe I'll insert it in the edit. Great ball in from Segura. It's really good when you've got fullbacks or wing backs who can cross a ball into the net for you, or the box for you. Sorry. Yeah, he's been really good for us, as I mentioned. But that is a good start for us, and it looks to be our first shot on target as well, which is even better, especially against the AI. Since then, we haven't had much to play around with here, have we? The possession's fairly even. Looks like a highlight now. Ton, Barres, Bertone, Janšik, De Santos. It's a good save. Corner to them, Barres. Shame the keeper didn't come out there, but Lampert on the counter here, maybe, if he can find a pass. I think he's going for a run anyway. We got the throw in, I suppose, but I think he could have easily passed the ball there on the counter. It looks like our fullbacks are having a good time. Kajalski and Segura. So far, so good. Fabio Fer not having a good game, which is a little bit disappointing, but same with Lampert, to be fair. And Latil as well. We've had 2 shots on target. They've only had 1. XG seems to be going in our favour now. As soon as I've said that, Barres has got a corner. Good punch from Holzman. If Lampert can find Fer, he can. Still got a lot to do here, Fabio Fer, but there are players in the box. Latil. Penalty. Who was going to take it, though? Fabio Fer. Can he make it 2-0 just before half time? He certainly can. Fabio Fer. 4th goal of the season. I do like that very much. It was a good penalty, to be fair. Hey, it was a good penalty, to be fair. I'm so bad at these jokes. I do apologise. But I'm 2-0 up. I'm pretty happy with that so far. I was going to take him off, to be fair, but we're doing very well. I think the only change maybe to make might be Lampert, but we'll give it 60 minutes at least. So far, so good. Half time, 4 shots on target. Ton have had 1. It'd be nice to get as many goals as possible in this game because Yevedon will probably have the same goal difference or close enough to the goal difference that we've got. Gavgin's not had a good game against his former team. I'm surprised we haven't seen an old adversary here. I'm going to bring on Feniger, though. Hasn't done very well compared to Lampert. I'm just thinking about midweek as well. Maybe we go Ryan Fosso. We'll bring on Golliard. And yeah, we'll leave it like that, I think. Yeah, I haven't seen an old adversary, Sisek, yet, have I? Surprised they don't seem to use him very much. Sorry, I'm just gonna have a quick look at him. Yeah, they used him a lot last season, and I think he wanted to leave. Maybe a couple of changes in the 80th minute, just conscious of the European fixtures. That's all. Although we should be using some of the youth players this season in Europe. This looks like it's going to be a free kick. I think it's going to be from Fabio Fer as well. Don't know why it's taken so long. Fabio Fer with a free kick. Can he score? He certainly can. Jan Poller has put it in his own net. It's obviously deflected and gone in. That's annoying. That's really annoying. But we'll take it. I just would have liked to seen. I think you should give benefit of the doubt with Fabio Fer there, but decent free kick taker. And I think now we start resting some players for midweek, so Julian Keller as well. 85 minutes gone. Certainly deserved it. Although looking at the stats, it should really be a draw, shouldn't it? Based off the shots and the shots on target. So unless Tun can find something here, no. Well, the grass is always greener on the other side, Fabrizio Kavkin. But we've secured a 3-0 win there. A very good performance from us. And we are top of the league. Schaffhausen also winning as well. I think those sort of 4 teams you can see there, so Ville, Schaffhausen, Yevedon, and ourselves, are going to be the ones that are going to be maybe in those top 2 places. Never rule out Jamax, and say the odd exception might be Zurich or Cham. You never know, but it doesn't really matter now, does it? We've won the game. We are top of the league, and as I said, guys, I think I'm going to see us back. I want to get through these games, and especially the Europa Conference League phase. Maybe what we might do is, if we get a game where there's like a really important game in Europe after the league phase, we'll have that on instead of maybe the league fixture for a change. But I think, as much as I'm really excited that we'll be in this, I'm not expecting much from the Conference League phase, and I want to get this season done for you, so that we can get into the big league. But I think Jamax away will be a good idea, and then if we don't get a European fixture in the sort of February, March time, then maybe, let's have a look. Maybe Yevedon, if they're still there at home. That might be a bit of a stretch, but yeah, maybe Yevedon at home, or Ville at home, perhaps. We'll see. We'll see where we are. It might be a case of Jamax, we're doing really well, and I just want to get at the end of the season. But I'll keep you posted on that in terms of on the community bit in YouTube. But really happy with that victory today. Well, we are top of the league. A very good win there against Tun, and I hope you enjoyed the summary so far of how the season is going. Hopefully, when we get past January, we will be in a much better position, and hopefully Europe doesn't affect us very much. But if you have enjoyed today's episode, please ensure to give the video a like and subscribe to the channel. It's greatly appreciated. And if you've got any suggestions about when maybe we should get the next game in after the Jamax game, after Europe, let us know. That'd be greatly appreciated as well, because your feedback is also really important to the series so far. But as I say, I hope you enjoyed it. Stay safe. Take it easy. Bye, everybody.